So good morning dear cadets. So today I am going to teach you the electronegativity of 15th group. So I hope that you know what is the meaning of electronegativity. Electronegativity is nothing but a tendency of an atom in bonded state to attract the shared paired electron towards itself. Always remember, it is a tendency, one thing. Second one thing, it happens when the atoms are bonded. Means in the bonding condition only electronegativity tendency arises, while electron affinity, that is the property of individual atom, and this is the property when an atom is bonded. Okay, so that is the basic difference. Okay, just try to understand. Here I wrote HCl. See, between H and Cl there is a sharing of one electron. Okay, this is such kind of bond will form. Okay, what are these? This is bond pair electron, that is why we are writing here HCl. Okay, but here we are writing slightly positive, here we are writing slightly negative. Do you know what is the reason of this one? These two bond pair electrons, they are shifted toward the chlorine partially. According to the rule of covalent, what should be there? The bond pair electron should exactly lie in between the bonded atom, but Cl electronegativity is more than that of hydrogen. So these bond pair electron will be shifted towards the chlorine. So now chlorine will have little bit more electron. Chlorine will have more electron. Okay, which electron? These bond pair electron, they are attracted towards the chlorine. That is why it will acquire partially negative charge, and hydrogen will have the dearth of electron. That is why it will acquire partially positive charge. This is only polarization in covalent bond. In covalent bond, ionic character comes because of the difference in electronegativity of two bonded atoms. In 11th class only you have studied. Okay, so now this become now polar covalent bond, and the tendency of Cl to attract the shared paired or bond pair electron towards itself, that is known as electronegativity. Okay, so this is the definition of electronegativity. Now I have to teach electronegativity with reference to the 15th group. So now try to understand. 15th group electronegativity is greater than that of 14th group. What is the reason? Answer is written here. As we move left to right, what is the happening? Atomic size decreases, nuclear charge increases. How this chlorine has attracted the bond pair electron towards itself? Chlorine has attracted those bond pair electron towards itself because of two reasons. Number one, Cl is the member of 17 group, so their atomic size is small. Number one thing. Their nuclear charge is more. Number two things. So electronegativity depends upon two things: atomic size and nuclear charge. Atomic size should be small, nuclear charge should be more. So 15th group elements are placed to the right of 14th group. Means after 14th group only 15th group will come, na? So what will be there? 15 group elements, atomic size is small, nuclear charge is more as compared to 14th group. That is why their electronegativity is more. Okay, so 15th group elements are more electronegative than 14th group. Okay, now what about in the group? Just try to understand. Down the group, these are the member: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Down the group, electronegativity, electronegativity decreases. Down the group, electronegativity decreases. Since down the group electronegativity decreases, so some reason should be there why electronegativity decreases down the group. Already I told you that electronegativity depends on two factors. Number one is atomic size, second one is the nuclear charge. Down the group, what is happening? Atomic size increases, nuclear charge decreases. Actually nuclear charge not decreased, nuclear charge is screened by the inner cells. Down the group you can't say that nuclear charge is decreasing. Nuclear charge down the group increases only. Only the problem is due to increase in number of inner cells, nuclear charge is screened by those nuclear inner cells. That is why it will not reach to the outermost cell. So in 15th group, down the group, what is happening? Electronegativity decreases because atomic size increases. Second one, due to increase in number of inner cells, nuclear charge is also screened. So nuclear charge is not decreased, rather it is controlled, it is checked, it is screened, it is sealed. That is why it will not reach to the outermost cell, hence atom will not attract the bond pair electron whenever it is bonded with other atoms. So these things are written here. Electronegativity decreases down the group due to decrease in the atomic size and due to decrease in the atomic size and increase in the, here you write in decrease in the atomic size and increase in the screening effect, increase in the screening effect by inner cells. That is why electronegativity decreases down the group. In this way, electronegativity discussion is over. Now we'll teach you the next property. So dear cadets, now second one property, that is the metallic character of 15th group. 15th group. So just try to understand here. What do you mean by metallic character? Just see, metal can be defined on the basis of two property, physical property and chemical property. According to physical property, metals are those elements which are malleable, ductile, sonorous, then good conductor of heat and electricity. But according to chemical property, metals are those elements which easily lose electron and form positive ion. Okay. So metallic character will explain what are the members of 15 group: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Nitrogen is the first element, bismuth is the last elements. Okay. So just try to understand. Nitrogen and phosphorus, they are non-metals. Arsenic and antimony, they are metalloids, and bismuth is metal. So what you have indicate means what I have indicated here. Down the group, metallic character is increasing because first two members are non-metals, next two are metallites, and the last one is the metals. So here two questions will be there. Question number 1, what is the metallic property? Means if we compare 14th group and 15th group, so which will have more metallic property and which will have less metallic property? So the remember here, 14th group elements will have more metallic property than that of 15th group. Why? Just see. 15th group is coming after 14th group. So the atomic size of 14th group elements are large. Ionization enthalpy is less. Hence their tendency to lose electron is more than that of 15th group. Am I correct or not? Just remember, tendency to lose electron depends upon two things. Number 1, their ionization enthalpy should be less and their atomic size should be more. So 14th group, their atomic size is larger than that of 15th group. Their ionization enthalpy is less than that of 15th group. That is why they have got more tendency to lose electron. That is why 14th group elements are having more metallic property than that of 15th group. What about 15th group? In 15th group, what is there? They are coming after 14th group. So their atomic size is small. Okay. Ionization enthalpy is more. Okay. Hence their tendency to lose electron is less, because if atomic size is small and ionization enthalpy is more, so it will be difficult to remove the electron from outermost cell. This is the only reason, that is why 15th group elements are less metallic than 14th group. Now next question is, as we come down means in the group, as we move top to bottom in the group, 15th group, so metallic property is increasing. Why? When we move top to bottom, what is there? Number of atomic size will increase. Atomic size will increase or not? But nuclear charge will also increase. But nuclear charge, increase in the nuclear charge will be neutralized by the screening effect. So what is there? Of course nuclear charge is increasing, but what is there? because of the screening effect, it will not reach to the outermost cell. So the size is increasing. So top to bottom size is increasing. So when size increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Hence their tendency to lose electron increases, and losing tendency of electron is known as metallic property, because metals only lose the electron. This is the only reason, that is why bismuth is showing the metallic property being a last member of this group. Everything is written here. As we go down the group, metallic character increases due to increase in atomic size, increase in the screening effect, and more tendency to lose electron. More tendency to lose electron. Here fourth one you can write. I am writing this one. Fourth property, due to decrease in ionization enthalpy, decrease in ionization energy. Because of these reason, metallic character increases, okay, down the group. So this is also completed. Let us move to the another physical property of 15th group, that is melting point and boiling point. So dear cadets, now next physical property, that is melting point and boiling point. Remember here, what is the melting point and what is the boiling point? Boiling point is the temperature at which any liquids gets boiled. And what is the melting point? Point means temperature at which any solid gets melted. Okay. So this is the definition, and it seems that these definitions are very easy. But if you go very deep into this one, then you will get 2 points. Just see. Any liquid can only boil when all its force of attraction gets broken. When force of attraction gets broken, then only it will boil. Okay. So what we can say? That boiling point depends upon interparticle attractive force. What about melting point? Melting depends upon interparticle attractive force too, because if force of attraction is not broken, then particular compound or element will not be melted. So what we can say? That melting point and boiling point depends upon interparticle attractive force. If interparticle attractive force is strong, then melting point and boiling point will be more. Okay, this is basic. Okay, one more thing is there. Try to understand. Boiling points depends upon, as far as the boiling point of elements are concerned, they depends upon van der Waals force of attraction, and melting point depends upon the structure of crystal lattice, how compactly, how strongly they form their crystal lattice. And crystal lattice depends upon the number of bonding electron available for the formation of bond. Okay, so just try to understand. These are the basics. Boiling point depends upon the van der Waals forces, and van der Waals forces depends upon area of contact, atomic size. Greater the area of contact, greater will be the van der Waals force of attraction. Melting point depends upon the strength of crystal lattice, and strength of crystal lattice depends upon how many electrons are available for the formation of bond. Okay, so greater the number of electron available for the bond formation, greater will be the melting point. This is the basics to understand these behavior of 15th group. Now just see, come back to the 15th group. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Boiling point clear cut. This arrow indicates that boiling point increases down the group. Now question arises here, why? Just see. As we come top to bottom, what is there? Atomic size is increasing. So when atomic size increases, then area of contact also increases. So just take any particular example. Let us take bismuth. So bismuth atomic size is more. So bismuth, remember, melting point and boiling point is not a property of individual atoms. They are the property of collective atom as a whole. Okay, suppose you have taken water. So when temperature reaches to the 100 degrees Celsius, do you think that only one molecules of water will boil? All the molecules of water will boil because their intermolecular forces are broken. Okay, so remember, it is not a property of individual atom. It is the property of collective atoms as a whole. Okay, when all the forces of atoms gets broken, then only they will boil. So I have taken here bismuth. Okay, bismuth size is large. So when so many bismuth atom is there, so they will form like that bond, bismuth, bismuth, bismuth. Okay, correct or not? This side also, this side also, this side also, this side also, this side also. Everywhere what would be there? Bismuth will be there. Now try to understand. Now for boiling, these bonds should be broken. Then only bismuth will boil. Now just see. Their size, bismuth size is large. So when the size is large, area of contact will be more. When area of contact will be more, then what would be there? You have to supply more amount of temperature, more amount of energy in the form of temperature, so that these forces can be broken. What about in nitrogen case? Nitrogen case, what is there? Size is small, so its area of contact is less. Hence, the magnitude of van der Waals force of attraction is also less only. When the area of contact is less, the magnitude of van der Waals force of attraction will be less, and very easily they will be boiled, even if you are supplying less amount of temperature. So here I wrote boiling point increases as we go down the group due to increase in their atomic size. Increase in the atomic size, increase the magnitude of van der Waals forces because area of contact increases. This is the only reason. That is why top to bottom means nitrogen to bismuth, boiling point increases. So it is proved that boiling point depends upon van der Waals force of attraction, and van der Waals force of attraction depends upon area of contact. Greater the area of contact, greater will be the boiling point. Okay. What about melting point? There is no regular trends in melting point. As we move top to bottom, nitrogen to arsenic, melting point increases, but antimony to bismuth, it is decreasing. See, here clear cut I wrote, up to arsenic, nitrogen to arsenic, melting point increases, and from antimony to bismuth, melting point decreases. Why? Now you have got different behaviors. So just remember what I told. Melting point depends upon the strength of crystal lattice, and strength of crystal lattice depends upon the how many bonds are formed in that crystal lattice. So just see, nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic, they have got 5 electrons in their outermost shell. All 5 electrons are available for bond formation. So nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic, they will form at a time 5 covalent bonds. How many bonds? 5 covalent bonds. So just see, suppose this is nitrogen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bonds are formed. Okay. With another nitrogen N. I am not teaching you compound. I am teaching you elements of 15th group. So just see, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, anyone you can take. They will make at a time 5 bonds with another nitrogen or with another phosphorus or with another arsenic. So now their crystal lattice will be very strong. Why it will be strong? Because of the presence of 5 bonds. Now to break these 5 bonds, you have to supply more amount of energy in the form of temperature. That is why melting point here, what is there? Melting point here increasing. Question arises here, basic question arises here, why it is decreasing here, why here increasing? So simple thing, just see. In case of antimony and bismuth, only 3 electrons are available for the bond formation due to inert pair effect. In nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, what is there? All 5 electrons are available for the bond formation. Due to inert pair effect, antimony and bismuth, only 3 bonds. So here 5 bonds, here 3 bonds. So 5 bonds will take more energy. That is why their melting point increases here. What about here? Here what is there? Only 3 bonds will form. That is why their melting point will decrease due to inert pair effect only. 3 bonds. So remember, melting point depends upon the strength of crystal lattice, and crystal lattice strength depends upon how many electrons have formed the bond. Just see, last year only you have studied. lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they are very lighter metal, they float on the water, but they are very soft, they can be cut with the help of knife. But do you think that second group, means beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, they are also can be cut with the help of knife? No. Reason, lithium, sodium, potassium have got one electron, okay, so they will make one bond. What about second group? They have got two electron their outermost cell, so they will make two bonds. So breaking two bonds will need more energy as compared to the breaking of one bond. Same is the case here. This antimony and bismuth, what is there? They will have only 3 electron for the bond formation, while nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, they will make 5 bonds at a time. So to break 5 bonds, more energy is required as compared to the breaking of 3 bonds. That is why here melting point decreases, here melting point increases. Now you may say, as compared to nitrogen, arsenic will have more melting point. Why? The simple thing is there. See, nitrogen small size is there, small size. So some electron may be attracted toward the nucleus, so all 5 may not be available for the bond formation. While in case of arsenic, due to bigger size as compared to nitrogen, bigger size is there as compared to nitrogen. It is a comparative study only. So arsenic as compared to nitrogen easily can form 5 bonds, okay. So that is why melting point increases from nitrogen to arsenic. And antimony to bismuth decreases due to inert pair effect, because here 3 electrons and will be available for the bond formation, and bismuth is showing very high inert pair effect due to large size. Study only I taught you. So this is also over. Melting point and boiling point is over. Next property is catenation. So dear cadets, now the last property of this group is catenation. What do you mean by catenation? Self-linking property of element is known as catenation. Just see, which is showing the highest catenation property in the periodic table? Carbon. Carbon, self, carbon can form straight chain, carbon can form branch chain, carbon can form cyclic chain. This property means making different kinds of bonding. This is only self-linking. So what is the catenation? Catenation is nothing but a self-linking property of element, that is known as catenation. Question arises here that why do element exhibit this property? Only those elements are exhibiting this property whose atomic size is small, electronegativity is more, small size, and high bond enthalpy is there. Third one also you write, high electronegativity, okay, high electronegativity, correct. So those who are exhibiting these 3 properties, they will only exhibit the catenation, okay. What is the first one? Size should be small. Second one is the bond enthalpy should be high. What is the meaning of bond enthalpy? Amount of energy released during the formation of one bond, that is only known as bond enthalpy. So if more amount of energy is released, it means bond which is formed, that is strong. If less amount of energy released, it means the bond which is formed between 2 elements, that is weak, okay. And electronegativity should also be high, okay. So if we see this one, I am not talking of 14th group, because in 14th group the highest catenation property carbon has got, and carbon is fulfilling these 3 criterion. Carbon is the first member of 14th group, okay, so their size is small. Second one is carbon-carbon bond enthalpy is also very high, means the bond when carbon and carbon join together is formed, that is very strong. The bond when carbon and carbon join together is very strong, means their bond enthalpy is very high. And electronegativity of carbon is also high among its group member, that is why carbon has got the highest catenation property. Now see in the 15th group. In 15th group, if you see these criterion, then whose catenation property should have been more? Nitrogen, because nitrogen is the first member, its size is small, its bond dissociation enthalpy should also be high, and its electronegativity is also high. So what should be there? Nitrogen should have shown or exhibited the highest catenation property. But here what I wrote? Highest catenation tendency, who has got? Phosphorus. This is the question. Always remember, chemistry is the subject of exceptions. Only exceptions will be asked. Okay. So nitrogen should have been the more catenation property, but here phosphorus is there. So I wrote here question, phosphorus is having high catenation tendency than nitrogen. Why? Even though size of phosphorus is larger than nitrogen. So actually phosphorus should not have shown greater catenation tendency than that of nitrogen. But here phosphorus is showing. Why? Phosphorus is exhibiting. Very simple answer is there. Don't worry. Just see. Nitrogen, just see. I am making nitrogen bond. N single bond N. Around the nitrogen, what is there? What is there? Just see. 5 electrons are there. So 2 electrons are here and 1 electron is shared here. So this is there. Nitrogen single bond is there. Now try to understand nitrogen size. Now these electrons, this is known as lone pair. This is also known as lone pair. And these 2 electrons which are present here, this one and this one, these are known as bond pair. Now try to understand, since the size of nitrogen is small, so what would be there? What would be there? Bond pair. Here you can write, due to small size, bond pair, lone pair, repulsion will be more. Hence bond form between N and N will be weak. Okay, will be weak. That is why what is there? And now just see, size of nitrogen is small, so bond pair electron and lone pair of electron will be very close, will be very near. So since lone pair and bond pair electrons are very close to each other, so repulsion would be more. And always remember, if repulsion is more, the form bond will be weak. So the bond which is formed between nitrogen and nitrogen, that is weak. And now self-linking is because of the formation of those bond only. So now if bond is weak, self-linking will not be there. That is why nitrogen is having less tendency of catenation. What about phosphorus? Same thing. Just see. As compared to nitrogen, the size of phosphorus is large. The size of phosphorus is large. Just see here. This is phosphorus. Okay. Now take about another phosphorus. Okay. So the size is large. Here you can write large size. Large size. So here nitrogen is also having 5 electron. So 1 electron is formed here bond. So here what you can write? Just I am editing here only. Due to large size bond pair lone pair repulsion will be less. Hence bond formed between, here just you write phosphorus and phosphorus will be strong. Hence catenation property will be more. This is for the phosphorus and earlier was for the nitrogen. So I hope that you have got. Try to understand what is there. Catenation depends upon what is the strength of form, what is the strength of bond form between those elements. Okay, let us take the example of nitrogen. Nitrogen and nitrogen, suppose self linking is there, but the bond which is formed between nitrogen and nitrogen, that become weak due to its small size. Why? If size is small, so lone pair bond pair electron will be very close, hence repulsion will be more, and if more the repulsion, weaker will be the bond, and now that bond will not sustain for long period of time, it will be broken. That is why catenation property is not shown by the catenation property is shown by the nitrogen, but as compared to phosphorus, their catenation property is less. What about phosphorus? As compared to nitrogen, the phosphorus atomic size is large. So bond pair and lone pair electron here large size. So bond pair, due to large size of phosphorus, bond pair lone pair repulsion will be less. Because if size is large, lone pair bond pair electron will be away. Large size, here you can write lone pair and bond pair electrons are away. So when electrons are away, repulsion will be less and the bond can survive for long period of time. That is why phosphorus will have highest catenation property. Now listen here, bismuth does not exhibit the catenation. Why? Actually their size is large enough, so it should have shown the catenation property. But remember, here answer also I wrote, just see. Up to here only, does not exhibit catenation due to large size and inert pair effect. Okay, this is there, that much this is the answer. Okay, does not exhibit catenation due to large size and inert pair effect. Okay, just see here for the bismuth. See, for showing the catenation, size should not be very large, it should be little bit large. Okay, bismuth case size is very large. Then what is there? If size is large, then what would be there? The bond which is formed between bismuth and bismuth, that will be weak. Moreover to this, it can basically bismuth is forming ionic bond, it will not form the covalent bond. Catenation is shown by those elements which form the covalent bond. Catenation is not shown by those elements which form the ionic bond. Here what is there? Here bismuth will form the ionic bond, that is why catenation is not shown by this one. Okay, thank you. That's all for today's.